I'm Ashley Heidemann from JD Advising, and in this session we're going to talk about proximate cause, and we're specifically going to talk about negligence when there is a criminal act of a third party. Students mix this up a lot. It's one of the most common things that students have trouble on, and it causes them to answer questions incorrectly on the bar exam or on their law school exams. So I'm gonna give you a little story, and then we're gonna talk about the basic principle to remember so that you always get these questions right. So my story is this, it's a true story. I had ordered a Tiffany's vase for one of my students that passed the bar exam, okay? And it was supposed to arrive at my house while I was out of town. So I asked my neighbor, who was a friend of mine, I said, hey, look, I'm supposed to get this vase. When it arrives, can you please take it inside with you? Because there had been some crime in the neighborhood recently where people were actually stealing packages off of porches. And I didn't want that to happen. And my neighbor said, oh, sure, no problem. I'll get it, no problem. I'll get all your mail. Okay, so great, perfect. I had somebody lined up. This wasn't going to be an issue. Unfortunately, the neighbor forgot, okay? And he went home from work, just slipped his mind, and later that night I saw in my Ring doorbell that the package was stolen. So let's just say that I sue my neighbor for negligence, and I say, hey, look you had a duty to bring in this package, you breached your duty because you didn't bring it in, and it caused me harm because now I don't have that Tiffany's vase. My neighbor might try to rebut this and say, look I might have been negligent, but you shouldn't be suing me. Sue the thief that actually stole the package. Go on your Ring doorbell, see if you can identify the person, and go find them. They're the one that actually stole it. Okay, that's an intentional act. So I'm the wrong person to sue. And is my neighbor correct in that logic? The answer in this case is no, he is not correct. Because it's true, I could sue the thief if I could find him, but chances are I'm never going to find him. And my neighbor was negligent. So what does this mean? How do we determine when a negligent person is liable for the criminal acts of others? And this is the one thing I tell people to do, and it helps them get these questions correct. Pretend you're watching a movie, all right? And you see the person breach their duty of care. So let's say I'm watching a movie, I see my neighbor breach his duty of care. I see him go home, go inside, not even think about the package that's left on my porch. Okay, so he's breaching his duty of care. All right, now pause the video and ask yourself, what am I worried is going to happen? Okay, what am I worried is going to happen? Well, anybody who's watching this video is worried that the package is going to be stolen off my porch. Okay, that's what everybody's worried about. Because there's been that kind of crime recently. It's the reason I even asked my neighbor to bring the package in to avoid this result. Okay, so what am I worried is going to happen? I'm worried the package is going to be stolen. Okay, then we press play. What happens? The package is stolen. So in this case, my neighbor is liable for the criminal act of this third party because my neighbor was negligent. And if we go through the elements just really quickly, did my neighbor have a duty to bring the package in from my porch? Yes, he did. And why, by the way? You don't have a duty to, supervise all the packages in the neighborhood. But he had a duty because one was created by reliance. I asked him if he would, he said yes, and I relied on him. Did he breach his duty? Yes, because he did not bring the package in. Was it the actual cause of my harm? Yes. I'm not going to go into a big actual cause discussion right now, but it actually caused my harm. And was it the proximate cause of my harm? Was this type of thing foreseeable? Yes, this is the exact thing that you would foresee from somebody not bringing a package in an area where packages are stolen off of people's porches. And then, did it harm me? And the answer is yes. I'm harmed because I no longer have the Tiffany's vase that I ordered. Okay, so the elements of duty, breach, cause, and harm are all met. Now let's change the facts really quickly and say that instead of the package being stolen from my porch, there was a crazy windstorm and a tree fell on the package and crushed the vase the next day. Would the neighbor be liable for this harm? And the real question is this foreseeable? Yes, the neighbor had a duty to bring in the package. Yes, he breached his duty. Was his breach of duty the actual cause of my harm? Yes, because if he would have brought in the package, the harm wouldn't have occurred because the tree wouldn't have fell on it. But is this type of thing foreseeable? Are we worried if we pause the video and we see the neighbor not bringing in the package, what are we worried will happen? Are we worried about a tree falling on the package? No, we're worried it's going to get stolen. We're not worried that a tree or something's going to fall on it and damage the property. That's not why I asked him to bring in the package. So even though his breach of duty caused harm, it's much less likely that he would be liable in this scenario because that is much less foreseeable than the package being stolen. So hopefully that makes some sense. Okay, perfect. I want to just give you one more example. And this was also a true story where I went to undergrad. Larceny was just prevalent, okay? I went to undergrad in the heart of Detroit. And if you were studying in the library, you couldn't leave your laptop out. You couldn't leave anything out. Like if I had to go to the bathroom, everything was coming with me, because if I left my laptop or a book or something, it would be taken. Sometimes you'd see people run through the library with other people's books or laptops or whatever because the person got up for a minute, and the thief would make a break for it and try to get out the door. So let's just say that we're studying at the library. This high crime area. We both know it's a high crime area. And I say, hey, look, I gotta run to the restroom. Can you watch my laptop for a second? And you say, oh yeah, sure, no problem. Okay, so you're watching my laptop. I'm running to the restroom. I come back and you're not there and my laptop's not there. Then you come back to the table and you say, oh yeah, I was just getting a cup of coffee. I say, yeah, well, where's my laptop? Turns out a thief stole it, okay? Are you liable for the value of my laptop? And let's go through the elements. Duty, breach, cause, and harm. Did you have a duty to watch my laptop? Yes, a duty was created by reliance because I asked you to and I relied on it. If you would have said no, I would have taken that laptop with me. Did you breach your duty? Yes, because you got up to go get a cup of coffee when you were supposed to be watching the laptop. Was it an actual cause of my harm? Yes, because if you were there, the laptop probably wouldn't have been stolen, but you weren't there, so it was. Was your breach of duty a proximate cause of my harm? In other words, was this foreseeable? And the answer is yes. This is the exact thing I was worried would happen. If we go back to the movie example, pretend you're watching a movie. You see me and you sitting in a high crime area. I ask you to watch my laptop. We both disappear from the table. What are you worried is going to happen? You're worried that the laptop is going to be stolen by a thief. So this is very foreseeable. And did it cause me harm? Yes, because now I don't have a laptop. Okay, so even though this was a criminal act by a third party, this was very foreseeable. And so you, the negligent party, would be liable for the value of the laptop. It's true if I found the thief, I could sue the thief, for conversion or whatever. But in most cases, you can't find the criminal. Or you find the criminal, but they don't have any money. All right, so you're stuck suing the negligent person. So you would be liable for the criminal act of a third party in this case. So that's just another example of proximate cause in when somebody is liable for the criminal acts of another. I hope that makes sense.